Hello and welcome to this week's lesson, week 5 in Segmental Phonetics and English Pronunciation. Today's topic is sonorants. In fact, the segments we've been studying so far are all included in the group of segments known as sonorants. We're just going to complete the set today. Sonorants are segments that are pronounced in a way that is kind of full of sound. They're sonorous. The only segment class that doesn't belong in the group of sonorants will be the class of obstruents, and we'll be studying those later. Yeah. Now, we began the course by studying the vowels of English, including high, mid, and low vowels, front, central, and back vowels. And if you haven't already done so, this week's pronunciation exercises focus on the low vowels and the difference between them and the difference between low vowels and some of the mid vowels. So please be sure to practice those exercises elsewhere in Manaba. Okay, we're going to be, first of all, focusing on segment classes, as we have been doing. The classes of segments are groups of segments that differ in terms of the amount of sound created in their pronunciation. Now, the class of sonorants is it's not really a class, it's a group of classes. A large set of segments belong to the group of sonorants. Some of them are produced with the sound passing through the mouth. We call those oral sonorants, since oral refers to the mouth. And that's in contrast to nasal sonorants, sounds that are pronounced through the nose. Sounds that we're going to be studying later today, sounds like n, and ng. But we'll learn more about the details of those a bit later. We have already been studying the oral sonorants, and oral sonorants can be distinguished, classified into the vowels, which really, in terms of sonority, means the open vowels. The low vowels, a and a. The mid vowels, e, o, o. And then there are also the mid-central vowels are not represented here, but and would be included there. Those open vowels have the greatest degree of sonority, and we distinguish them from approximants. Approximants are created, approximants are produced by bringing parts of the mouth near each other, or in proximity to each other. So approximants include the lateral approximant, in which the air flows around the sides of the tongue, and the voice follows the path of the air around the sides of the tongue. And then there are the median approximants, where the voice and airflow travels along the middle of the tongue. So the contrast between the approximants is between median, or middle, and lateral, or side approximants. And we've studied two allophones, We've studied two allophones of the lateral approximant in English, the clear L, the L, an alveolar lateral approximant, L, and the dark L, which has this little curl on it, the velarized alveolar lateral approximant, right? Ol, right? The difference is the clear L, like laugh, and the dark L is the ol in fall or ball. Now, median approximants include two different types. There are the vocalic approximants that include the allophones of vocalic approximants, either the high vowels, e or u, or the glides, y or w. Those are all median approximants. And so is the rhotic approximant. And here again we've learned two allophones of the rhotic approximant, r, like in red, but also the high central vowel as in bird or first. The tongue shape is what defines this term rhotic. So far we have been identifying segment classes, And so today we want to highlight the segment class known as liquids. Liquids are produced with the air flowing fluidly through the mouth, following the shape of the tongue. In the case of the lateral approximants, it follows along the sides of the tongue because the tip, the front of the tongue, is raised and touches behind the alveolar ridge. The sides of the tongue are lowered, allowing the voice and airflow to pass around the tongue. In the rhotic approximants, the tongue tip is pulled down and back, but the sides of the tongue are up, touching inside the upper teeth to create the r sound, r. So we've been studying segment classes. So liquids are a segment class. Glides are a segment class, the y and w. And then that segment class includes the high vowels, e and u, because they have the same degree of sonority. And the segment class with the greatest degree of sonority then are the vowels, which we recognize to include the mid and low vowels. And now we are adding the final segment class to the group of sonorants, which are the nasals.